Francis Coppola is an award-winning, world-renowned film director and screenwriter. Though most famously known for having directed the Godfather trilogies, Coppola has many other well-crafted films that prove not only his genius and thoughtful artistry, but well-versed knowledge of film history. Tetro is one of those films. Tetro is a film inspired by Coppola's filmic decision to go back to the basics. He decided to turn his back on big-budget spectaculars and concentrate on intimate dramas that he could fund himself. Though Tetro demonstrates the beauty of simplicity, Coppola couldn't stay completely away from his theatrical reputation. His directorial work in Tetro displays influences of both the German Expressionist and Italian Neorealism film movement. To begin, German Expressionism was a part of a larger Expressionist movement that was defined by its use of artificial light and shadows. In Tetro, Coppola's scenes live heavily in the world of light and shadow. This world is almost identical to that in Nosferatu. Coppola deliberately used atmospheric lighting and harsh contrasts between light and dark, along with shadows as visual effects, to create a somber, disturbed, and unsettling disillusionment that matched the storyline perfectly. It also creates an atmosphere of unease. While Coppola's choice of harsh lights and shadows brings a sense of disillusionment, he also seemed to have wanted us to gain a sense of truth about the actor's reality and environments. His preference for natural light in other scenes is indicative of his influence by Italian neorealism. Like Vittorio De Sica in The Bicycle Thieves, Coppola chooses natural light to display a visual truth to make known the challenges of everyday people. Whether in Italy or Argentina, Tetro was filmed with natural light and techniques to emulate natural light so that we could walk in the shoes of not only his characters, but the everyday people they represent. This decision may also hint to Coppola's wavering sentiments of ethical and political commitments to the mainstream film industry. Filmmakers during the German Expressionist period believed the film image must become graphic art. Coppola seems to agree with his predecessors. Intercut between present-day scenes and flashbacks, Coppola chooses to add theatrical segments that serve as direct metaphors for what is currently going on in the main narrative plot. These segments, like scenes in Metropolis, present heavy production design and theatrical set dressing. This clearly conscious decision brilliantly exhibits the belief, like many films during German Expressionist era, such as Metropolis, that the mise-en-scène should extend into every aspect of our characters' stories, blending with their emotions and movements. Showing yet again his extensive artillery of film technique, as well as knowledge of film history, Coppola also chooses to display scenes in Tetro with the avoidance of ornamental mise-en-scène, similar to that of the Italian Neorealism period. The Bicycle Thief was shot exclusively on location in rural areas. This decision, like many other Italian neorealist films at the time, was an effort to present a new level of realism in cinema, a level that plays out like a portrait of real life. Their efforts were not in vain. Tetro's cafe, restaurant, and apartment scenes exhibit the same on-location rural area methods used in Bicycle Thieves. This affirms not only the influence of Italian films in the 1940s and 50s in Coppola's work, but Coppola's desire to create a film unblemished by traditional film tactics. Tetro portrays two different acting styles. The dramatic acting featured in parts of Tetro give further testament to Coppola's influence by German Expressionism, especially when comparing it to Metropolis. On the other side of the bill, the inexperience of his actors bring back to mind not only the father and the son in Bicycle Thieves, but the deliberate choice of authenticity seen in Italian neorealist films.
I had heard that there was this kid who hadn't done a lot, who had gone to Crossroads School, and I knew people who were involved in the Crossroad plays, and I knew they were pretty advanced and they did nice production. So I was very interested because I wanted someone young.
As you can see, his main character was not well known prior to Tetro. The main character in Bicycle Thieves, Antonio Ricci, was simply a factory worker before he got casted. He too was not well known. Though the dramatized acting in the theatrical segments of Tetro give us the flair we can expect of Coppola's films, actors that looked as if they were playing themselves like those in Bicycle Thieves was also essential to Coppola's back to basics view. It takes a true artist to be able to take bits and pieces of other works and recreate a totally original piece. Coppola is a true artist. With inspiration from both the German Expressionist and Italian Neorealism film movement, Coppola has managed to use lighting, mise-en-scène, and performance techniques once again to recreate an emotional and dazzling piece.